What's up, guys? Welcome to my channel. My name is David J. Kelly, and here on this channel, my goal is to help you build yourself into being the best man you can through finding your purpose, through building your confidence, building your body, your mind, everything. We talk about everything ranging from mental health to fitness to how to be more confident, everything like that on this channel. And today I want to talk about something that I think is one of the most powerful things that you possess as a man, and it is, when used correctly, it can really help you to get more than you want out of life and more than you ever believed was possible. So if you like content like this, if you want to help build yourself into being a better man, do me a favor right now, click that like button and click subscribe, because there's gonna be more videos coming out like this very, very soon. So let's get into today's topic. So what am I talking about when I'm referring to the most powerful thing, or one of the most powerful things that you as a man can possess? That, in my opinion, is your ability to walk away from situations. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, there's three main areas of life that I really feel this applies to, and they're so important, and when used correctly, they can help you get what you want out of life more so than most other men, most other people, and this is a very simple thing. So the first area of life is gonna be your career and your business life. The second area is gonna be friendships or acquaintances or people that are in your life. This could even pertain to family members, depending on situations that you have with them. The third one is going to be your relationships and your dating life. So what do I mean when I say having the ability to walk away from these things makes you powerful? Well, simply put, let's take the inverse of this for a second. Let's say you have a job and you despise this job. You absolutely hate this job, and it is just causing you turmoil in your life. It's making you stressed out. You don't feel like you're getting a lot of reward out of it. You're not getting paid enough, or you're simply just not getting what you want out of this area of your life. If you feel like you can't leave this job and go get a better job, or you can't, go start your own business, or you can't have another option, that's really what this all comes down to. Every area I'm going to talk about here. If you feel like there are no other options, what does that mean? That means you have to stay and you have to carry out that job. So essentially, you're gonna feel like you're a prisoner. When you have no other options, or you feel like you have no other options, that immediately puts you into a situation where it's like, I have to stay and I have to continue to work on this job. Maybe your boss is a dickhead. Maybe it's not paying you well enough, like I said. Maybe it's just not what the hell you wanna do in your life. But you feel like you have to stay there because at the end of the day, it's paying your bills. It's doing all these different things for you in your life. It has good, secure, benefits and things like that. The problem is, when we have such a limited, narrow view of the possibilities that exist in our life, we can get locked into thinking this is the only job in the world, right? This is the only group of friends I can ever have. This is the only girl that I can ever be with. Let's talk about relationships and how this applies for a second. So if you are dating somebody, or you're in the talking stage with a girl, let's say she's exhibiting a lot of red flags. She's disrespecting you. She's not treating you the way that you want to be treated, and she's not really living up to what you had hoped you would get out of this area of your life. If you feel like you don't have other options, if you feel like you can't create other options, if you leave this situation, then you become, again, a prisoner to the relationship that you're in, the talking stage that you're in. Whatever it is in that stage of your life, if you feel like you don't have more options, the same way as it pertains to your business and career life, or your friendships. The point is that with all of these things, your ability to walk away is heavily reliant upon your comfort, your peace with yourself. I've seen this so often in so many of my male friends. They have jobs they don't like, they're in marriages they don't like, or they're in relationships that aren't good. They call me, they complain about the girl 24/7, they complain about their job 24/7, and nothing ever changes. And for me, it's always like, well, why don't you just leave? Quit your job, get a different, better one, or go create a business for yourself. Go leave that girl, find a better girl, or how about this, just be by yourself. And that's really what this comes back to. Most men are not comfortable with themselves. They're not confident in their own ability within themselves. They're not confident in their core and their frame in their life. And what I mean by this is, you do not feel as though you are worthy of having more. You don't have an abundant mindset towards your life. An abundant mindset is something I would always equate to something I notice when I'm driving oftentimes throughout the country or wherever. And that is, if you drive down a road or you drive on a highway, just look around and see how many houses exist, right? You see there's so many houses that exist in the United States, for example. That's where I live. There's so many houses. What does that mean? There's so many people that exist in this world. There really is. You know, the United States of America has like 330 million some people, maybe more than, I might have screwed that up. Really in the world, there's like 7 billion people. And so if you think about it from this standpoint, there is endless possibilities for your career and business life, friendships, and relationships. If you don't see it like that, you're gonna feel like you have to stay in and accept whatever it is that you're doing. And the problem with that becomes you're gonna end up living below your full potential. Plain and simple. If you meet a girl, and let's say she's a 10, let's just say she's a 9 or a 10, she's absolutely smoking hot, but she has a ton of red flags. Well, if in your mind you think, you know what, I'm never gonna get a girl that's this hot again. I'm never gonna have a girl that's this good looking again. I have to stay with her. I have to stay with her. Or let's say it's not the looks. Let's say it's some other personality aspect. Maybe you guys really connect well over shared interests, but she treats you disrespectfully, or she is always talking to her ex-boyfriend, or whatever, something like that. Some giant red flag, some boundary that you have for your relationships, she just crosses it constantly. If you're not able to walk away from that relationship, first and foremost, she's not gonna respect you. Plain and simple. Women that know they can do anything to a man and he's gonna stay with her regardless, they don't respect you. Plain and simple. They simply don't. They'll manipulate you and they'll walk all over you if they have the wrong intentions and if they're the wrong kind of people. It's a fact of the matter. I've seen this with myself and I've seen this with other people. The same is true for jobs. Think about it. If your boss knows that he can just manipulate you and beat you into the ground and you're just gonna keep showing up and putting the work in because you need that paycheck, then what do you think they're gonna do? If they're a dickhead, they're gonna continue being a dickhead to you. You don't, at the end of the day, believe you can walk away from the aforementioned situations and create something better for yourself. And if you don't feel like that, you become a prisoner to the current life that you have as a whole. The friendships you have, the career and business things you have going on, relationships and dating aspects of your life. I used to live my life this way. I really did. Any girl that I met, I tried to date, like immediately. When I get back to it, when I look back on myself, I didn't feel like I was, highly desired by women when I was younger. I wasn't very confident. I feel like I wasn't that good looking. I didn't feel like I had a lot going for myself. And as I've grown older and I've built more confidence and built more success that can be shown, as I've built more just value in myself and gotten myself to the point where I know my value, I don't accept subpar relationships, friendships, business opportunities, because I work for myself. I own my own businesses. But the bottom line is that if you do not feel like you're at that point, the key is not to just get a better job or get better friends or date somebody else. The key is, and this is the key for everything as a man, everything is to build yourself. Not just physically, from the inside out. How you build yourself up is going to be reflected and increase your possibilities for your life. If you become confident, if you become strong physically and mentally and spiritually, you will find that there's endless possibilities in your life. And if you don't feel like that's the case right now, there's a very good reason for that. It's because you're not there yet. And that's something that's very hard to accept. That's something that I had a very hard time accepting for a very long time. It wasn't until I fully accepted that everything in my life is the product of me. How I feel internally, how I carry myself, that is a wave that is projected outward into the world and it's reflected back to me. And until you see that go both ways, you're never gonna understand that. Because I've lived this both ways. I've been very positive and uplifting and breathing that, that masculine frame, that confidence into other people, into friendships, into clients, into women, and it reflects back into you. you're a magnet. People want to be around you. They want to be a part of your life. But when you're the opposite of that, when you have nothing but negativity and you feel shitty about yourself and you don't have confidence in yourself, you breathe that out into the world and guess what? Returns to you. The same thing. People don't want to be a part of your life. People want to feel good. And when you feel good and when you're confident and when you know, hey, this is what I'm about, this is what I do, this is how my life is, these are my standards, these are my boundaries, and you project that outward, what happens is the possibilities become endless for your life because there's so few people that live that way. And the reason there's so few people that live that way is because there's so few people that take the ownership and responsibility to grow themselves and to work on themselves. What does that look like? That looks like you working on yourself mentally, whether that's journaling, going to therapy, to work out your problems that you've not addressed for the last 10 years of your life, whether that is reading and increasing your knowledge or studying and focusing on something that is going to build the business and career aspect for your life. That's working on yourself physically, how you eat, how you train, how you build your body, how you take care of your health. These things are how you build yourself. And if you build yourself and you have a great foundation, everything else is gonna come into your life. And that means at that point that you're not afraid to walk away from a terrible job or a bad business partner. You're not afraid to leave the friendships that aren't building you up. They're just sucking everything out of you constantly. You're not afraid to leave that girl that is treating you badly. And until you understand that it all starts with you as a man, who you are inside of yourself, who you believe yourself to be, not what the world sees you as, how you see yourself, until you've changed that narrative, you're gonna have trouble walking away from any of these things. Because I can sit here and tell you, oh yeah, just walk away from that bad job. Just leave that girl who is the best girl you've ever been with, but still treats you badly. Until you understand and see that there is more possibility for your life because you've built yourself up, you're not gonna be able to do these things. You're not gonna be able to walk away. You're not gonna feel like you can walk away because you're a prisoner to the said things I'm talking about because of the fact that you lack the internal structure in yourself. And I know that might be hard to hear. It might be very hard to hear that. But that is so often in life, the hardest things for us to hear are the things that we need to hear the most. When I was younger, I wish that somebody would have told me these things. I wish I had somebody to tell me this because I could have saved myself a lot of time and energy. You are the person that hold the key to unlocking whatever you want in your life. You are the person that gets to dictate the shape your life takes. But that shape your life takes could be massively impacted in a negative way by how you treat yourself and the way that you build yourself up. When you understand that everything you want in the external world, money, women, success and fame, if you want to be praised for a skill you have, if you want to develop followers, it all starts with you and yourself. There is no shortcut. Remember, your superpower is your ability to walk away from the negative aspects of your life. But you won't be able to do that until you've built yourself, until you have constructed a man that is confident, powerful, believes in himself, loves himself. If you do that, the world is endless for you. And this is not some 4-step formula. It starts with you building yourself. And you know exactly what you need to do. So thank you guys for tuning in today. I really hope this helps you in your life. I truly do. That's why I'm making these videos, because I want to help other men. I've struggled before in my life, and I don't want you to struggle. I want you to live a great, happy, fulfilled life. So make sure you are subscribed. Make sure you like the video. Drop a comment below of what you think about the video and what you'd like to see me cover next. So I'll see you guys next time. Have a great day or night, depending on whenever you're watching this.